The 12 days of Christmas may almost be over, the turkey's finally finished, and the January sales are in full swing. But here on Songs of Praise, we're still in the mood for some festive cooking with Great British Bake Off finalist Louis Troiano. And Connie celebrates a famous anniversary.
It's 80 years since Elvis was born. But what can we learn about the spiritual side of the king of rock and roll?
And I'm at a truck stop on the A1, meeting the men on a mission to spread their message of faith to the nation's lorry drivers.
Of course, we've got lots of wonderful music, and we're going to start on a high with an inspirational hymn that's often known simply by the name of Hubert Parry's magnificent tune, Jerusalem. And it's performed by the combined forces of the Huddersfield Choral Society and the BBC Philharmonic Orchestra. On Tuesday, it's Epiphany, the day when Christians remember the visit of the kings or wise men to the Christ child. This is an important festival in many parts of the world with its own special food.
Morning.
Louis, what kind of sweet loaf have you chosen?
In last year's Great British Bake Off, Louis Troiano baked an Epiphany bread. And now I'm with him in his own kitchen. Louis, these look intriguing. What are they?
So what we've got is a couple of Epiphany celebration bakes, which are traditionally eaten on the 6th of January, which is 12th night. This is a Spanish roscón de reyes, which roscón is ring, reyes is the kings, and it's to celebrate the kings visiting Jesus. And what we've got here is a galette de roi, which is French, and it's puff pastry filled with a frangipane. Nice. There's some prunes, some brandy in there, some plum jam, so it's a really nice filling. The best thing about them both, though, is they have trinkets hidden inside, and I've got a selection here.
What, both of them, even though they're from separate countries?
Yes, both countries.
What do the trinkets symbolise?
You've got things like the kings, you've got the baby Jesus, we have some crowns.
So where do you actually put the crowns? Are they part of the cakes?
you would just put the crowns on top and then present them to your family. But in Spain, you also hide a bean.
And what does the bean mean?
The bean is, if you find the bean, you pay for the Epiphany party next year, so you don't want to find that.
I love that. We'll be returning to Louis' kitchen later in the programme. As Epiphany remembers the wise men travelling to worship the infant Jesus, we'll now hear the congregation of Ruach City Church in Brixton singing their praise.
Light of the world, you step down into darkness. Open my eyes, let me see beauty that made this heart adore you. Hope of a life spent with you. Here I am to worship, here I am to bow down, here I am to say that you're my God. You're altogether lovely, altogether worthy, altogether wonderful to me. King of all days, oh so highly exalted, glorious in heaven above. Humbly you came to the earth you created, born for the sake became poor. I never know how much it costs to see my sin upon the cross. I never know how much it costs to see my sin upon the cross. Here I am to worship, here I am to bow down, here I am to say that you're my God. You're altogether lovely, altogether worthy, altogether wonderful to me.
This is the home church of a remarkable young man who's worshipped here since he was a toddler. Now he comes especially to find some solace after being diagnosed with a terminal illness.
Hi, my name's James McCarthy. I'm 31 years old. I live in Manchester. In 2009, I had a car crash. I had a fit and hit a lorry. Then they took me to North Manchester General Hospital and they told me I had a brain tumour.
We were just told this sort of devastating news and we were all just absolutely on the floor. Then James had the surgery and the big part of brain tumour had been removed, but they couldn't remove it all. And then he had to go through 30 radiotherapy treatments. It's quite a horrendous thing for anybody to go through, really.
One of the most upsetting things was I had to learn to read and write again. I was very good at English when I was younger, so I had to start from scratch and I've got learning difficulties now.
James's illness is in the terminal stage. There's not a great deal they can do for him, really. So things are, you know, it's not a good prognosis at all.
I think James has a great and deep faith, and I think it means a lot to him to worship God and to pray and to be sustained by the sacraments of the church. And I think as he faces his illness, that's becoming more and more important to him.
My mum's a strong Christian. I've gone to St Michael's Church since I've been about 2 or 3, went to the Sunday school.
I suppose I've known James about, well, over 20 years. He's one of those people that seems to get things done, you know, he focuses on something.
I'm setting a charity up called the James McCarthy Foundation, which is to raise awareness about brain cancer. And I'm thinking if I could save 2 or 3 children's lives, or anyone's life, I think it's a positive legacy to leave behind.
Thank you. The wish list, it's all happened rather quickly, really. He was diagnosed and he sort of compiled a list of things he wanted to do before he died.
I just decided I had a list of things that I wanted to do to try and maximise the time I've got left here. I've met Sir Alex Ferguson, Gary Neville, Paul Scholes, all my heroes being a United fan growing up. I DJ'd in Ibiza, Marbella.
But amongst all those amazing things, there's also some really poignant things. He wants to write a poem. He wants to visit the Holy Land.
And of course, part of his wish list is to go to Lourdes as well.
I'm really looking forward to going to Lourdes. My nana told me a lot about its healing powers, and hopefully it'll extend my life expectancy, and I think it'll be a spiritually cleansing experience as well.
And I know that they will come back quite fulfilled. I sincerely hope and pray that will be the case.
Next week, we follow James on his pilgrimage to Lourdes, a trip he'll never forget.
I feel like something religious has happened to me.
In our